hospital grade, hospital performance, hospital technology, hospital strength, portable hospital strength. There's a lot of terms that can be used to describe a breast pump. And today we're going to unpack that. What does it mean? What is a hospital grade pump? All that stuff. So stick around. Let's dive in. Hey everyone, it's Allison here with New Little Life. It has been a minute since I filmed a YouTube video and I'm so happy to be back in my new studio giving you some information today. So if you haven't joined us over on Instagram, we're the most active over there and I'd love to see you. But today, let's talk about what does the term hospital grade mean? I've gotten a few questions in my DMs and on comments on posts recently about what is a hospital grade pump? Do I need one? How important is this to me? So let's dive into it. First of all, let's just start with the FDA. What does the FDA say? Okay, here's what they say. The FDA does not regulate any standards that a breast pump must meet to be considered hospital grade. So breast pump manufacturers may have different criteria for designing a hospital grade pump. Now, what does this mean for you? This means that hospital grade is essentially become a marketing term. So the FDA doesn't have any standards that say if you put hospital grade in your pump, it has to meet these criteria. Here's what I think it's supposed to mean. So a hospital grade pump to me should mean a multi-user, a strong strength breast pump with a powerful motor. Sometimes it will have a special wavelength or certain programming that allows a mother, especially with high needs or certain medical conditions, which we'll cover later, to really get the most amount of breast milk as possible. Hopefully you can't hear the planes outside because I live really near an airbase and that's a thing now. So great. These pumps typically have longer warranties, so 3 to 5 years versus 1 to 2 years on most personal pumps. They have a more powerful motor, usually dual motor, so dual motor on each side that just can get the most bang for the buck. These pumps are often way more expensive than your personal use pumps. So for example, here's one that I found for you. This one is an Amita Platinum breast pump. This is a multi-user hospital grade. You can use it for a lot of stuff. This pump is over $2,000, okay? And Spectra has something similar. Spectra makes an S3, actually. I don't know if you knew that because it's not out there very much, but if you go on their website, actually somebody messaged me this the other day. They're like, hey, do you recommend the Spectra 1, the Spectra 2, or the Spectra 3, or the Spectra 9? They have a lot of pumps. And I said, well, first off, you can kind of just on the Spectra 3 because that is a really, really expensive pump. They don't even actually have the price listed on their website because it's intended for hospitals or lactation consultants. You can get one direct that way, but I bet it's over $2,000. It is a multi-user, big, heavy, awesome pump, okay? And it's really expensive. So to me, that's what a hospital grade pump should be, kind of a multi-user, really, really heavy duty breast pump. That is not what that term means. Okay, so like I said before, the FDA doesn't regulate this term. So right now it's just a marketing term. Hospital is a huge buzzword. And I think that people usually associate the hospital, at least nowadays, with kind of the safest place, the best place with the best equipment. You know, that's where you're gonna go to get like premium top dollar care. So if somebody puts the term hospital strength, hospital performance, hospital technology on a product that they're manufacturing, that automatically triggers in your mind fancy, high quality, safe, reliable. Those kind of words just are associated with that. So companies are doing this and you know, some are using it more loosely than others, and we'll talk about that here next. But you can literally put that on anything. Okay, so some companies are using it to note their most powerful breast pump. So again, with the FDA, here's exactly what they say. Please note that the term hospital grade pump is not recognized by the FDA, and there is no consistent definition for this term. So individual companies could mean different things when they label their breast pumps as hospital grade. And some actually do. So I found a few companies, like Medela, for instance, they tend to use the term hospital grade on their most strongest pumps. And I found that was pretty consistent with a lot of the larger companies. They would reserve that term for their company's most powerful pump. Does that make sense? So in some companies that make kind of crappy low quality pumps, that term might be on their $60 pump because that's the best they got. But that doesn't even come close to another pump where this company's best pump, they're using the term on this pump, and this other company's doing the same thing. There's a real discrepancy there. I think a good example is one that I found on Amazon. These two pumps were listed right next to each other, which is why I took a screenshot of it because I thought it was really interesting. So you can see here with these two pumps, the Lancino pump in its description was full of like hospital grade, hospital performance, all of these terms. And the Spectra didn't really have a lot of those terms either, but these pumps specifically are two very different pumps. I highly recommend this Spectra. This Lancino double electric breast pump is not my favorite. And there's a huge price difference too. You're looking at $81 versus $200. It's a different product. It's a different price. It's a different quality. And so this term really, just take it with a grain of salt. So this gets a little confusing when you start working with your insurance company because they may say, okay, you qualify for breast pumps that are hospital grade. And you're like, okay, what does that mean? And you actually might have to call them and get some clarification. Are they saying that they will pay for a rental of a hospital grade pump? So something like the Medela Symphony is over $2,000. They're obviously not going to cover that for you for personal use just because, but they might actually cover that as a rental pump. You can rent those multi-user heavy duty pumps at home for $30 to $100 a month, somewhere, I have no clue, but somewhere in there. And your insurance company might cover that. Or are they talking about any pump on the market that listed hospital grade, even though that doesn't mean anything? Are they talking about that they will cover a personal use pump, or is it any pump at all? So you might actually have to call. Usually for billing insurances, there's kind of three categories here. You've got the hospital grade multi-user pump. Those are the big expensive ones. You've got the personal use pumps, which are kind of what we talk about on this channel a lot. The mid realm, the personal ones that you'd be using at your home. That's what most insurance companies are covering for you now. And then you've also got manual pumps or hand pumps. Insurance companies are not covering those. They're very cheap though. So when you're talking in that realm, they may classify things differently. So I had someone message me the other day and say, my insurance only covers hospital grade. And I said, that means nothing. You need to really clarify what they're talking about because they could be talking about whatever they wanted to be talking about. So true multi-user hospital grade pumps, the big ones, the expensive ones. Here's a couple that I found for you. We've got the Medela Symphony. I see that one a lot. The Amida Elite is another one. The Spectra S3. It's not a super common one, but it is out there. The Limerick Pride. The Unimom also makes a multi-user pump, the Opera. That's probably the most affordable one. There's a video on my Instagram on that one. You could actually probably afford that. And I have actually seen some insurance companies cover that one. It's a dual motor pump. You'll find more videos here a little bit later. And there's a lot of other ones, so I can put a list down below for you. Those pumps are really best utilized for moms in these kind of scenarios. So if you have a premature or a sick baby, you will likely be in the hospital pumping, and they'll probably give you one of these hospital grade multi-user pumps. The Medela Symphony is the most common, the Amida ones too, I guess, as well. That's really going to give you a lot of stimulation, a lot of power, a lot of customization, and it's going to do great things for your milk supply. Does every mom need that? No. But some moms do, and if you've got a premature or a sick baby, that might be you. Also, moms of multiples. So if you are just needing like copious amounts of milk because you have more than one baby to feed, you might consider just a pump that you know is going to give you bam, bam, what you need. You don't have to guess around. You can definitely get by with one of those personal electric pumps. I've seen many moms do it. But starting out, or if you'd feel more comfortable renting a real heavy duty pump, that might be for you. I've also seen lactation consultants recommend these big pumps for women who are really struggling with low milk supply. So not your typical little fixes, but like really struggling, or have a medical condition that's preventing optimal milk supply. They might recommend a really heavy duty pump like that. So I've seen that before. Also, I see these recommended if you're trying to induce lactation. So maybe you're trying to relactate, maybe you took a break and you're wanting to relactate for whatever reason, that might be a good option. Or if you've actually never created breast milk and you're trying to induce lactation, maybe for a baby you adopted or want to induce lactation, and that would be a good option for you, one of these heavy duty pumps. Okay, I hope that that is now as clear as mud for you, because really the term hospital grade is as clear as mud. It really means something kind of, but it also means nothing. So there you go. If you have more questions about what breast pump is what, or what these terms mean, please put them down below, or you can find me over on Instagram. Like I said, that's where I'm most active and where I love to see you the most. So stay tuned for the next video and good luck pumping. Bye.